everyone, I'm Spikezilla Productions, and today we're going to be looking at the Transformers Kingdom Leader Class Megatron. Now this is one of the figures I actually kept the box for. So let me just go grab that real quick. Alright, can't find it right now, but that's alright. But yeah, this is Megatron in his Tyrannosaurus Rex mode. For the details, well, as you can see, it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex that's heavily inspired by Jurassic Park. However, instead of being brown, he's instead more of a Barney the Dinosaur color scheme. In fact, I've heard people jokingly refer to this incarnation of Megatron as Barney the Dinosaur. So, taking a look at his details, his skin is actually a vinyl material. There's a stain right there on his jaw that I did not see before recording. But his skin, very pebbly, very reptilian. There are some hints of the robot mode, like the hinge right here and the spikes where the cloaca would be, and some spring-loaded parts, and this, and sometimes if you're not careful, you'll accidentally reveal some of the detail. But his eyes are painted red, his mouth, his teeth are painted a sort of white color. His tongue is actually not painted. The entirety of his mouth is a purple color. He has a green across his back all the way to the end of his tail. His body has a similar effect, but with sort of an orangey yellow. And his feet and the knee joints are made from white plastic. For articulation, Megatron can look up and down. His neck can look side to side. He can look up about that far and look down about that far. His mouth is on a hinge, so it can go up and down. The top part's also on a hinge, so that we can really open up his mouth wide. His legs, well, his arms are on ball joints, which means they can go in and out that far, in about that far, out about that far. Same on the other side. They can also rotate at the shoulder, and that's pretty much it. For the arms. For the legs, they can go back about that far and forward about that far. The knees are on a swivel and a hinge joint. And the feet are on, well, the toes, I should say, considering this is a Tyrannosaurus, are on a pivot and hinge. His leg and his tail can go side to side in the main body, since this is going to be one of his robot mode arms. And his tail, and the tail prop, and the proper part of the tail can bend side to side and can rotate all the way around. This tail can also rotate, but it doesn't really do that much. For transformation, first you're going to want to, well, lift up these parts of the legs, and then move this up, and then you're going to want to rotate these two little discs that were on Megatron's hip, on his legs, go up onto his thighs, even higher. Then you're going to want to stand the figure up, like so. And then you're going to split open his belly. Now, I usually fold these away because the instructions tell you to, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And then you're going to want to come down to the head stretch it out and rotate it. And then separate the waist from there. Then you're going to want to separate the legs and put those together. Well, and then connect the hips together to make Megatron's waist. Then we're going to come to the back of the figure and fold out the head and rotate it around. Then we're going to twist him at the waist up here. Then we're going to actually take this this part, fold that down. Unfortunately, mine doesn't fold down any farther because of the amount of times I've transformed him and kept him in Rex mode. So we'll just keep it like this and do the same thing on this side, and then fold in that. And then you're going to just plug in the waist. And here we got Megatron in his robot mode. Oh yeah, then you're going to want to fold the arm down. Fold the arms down to his sides. So he's Megatron in his robot mode. There aren't any real new details except for the chest, hips, and the thighs. And these new parts like the arm in here and the molded in hand. Even though Megatron really didn't use his hand that much. However, you can put in like a sword or a gun, which I do not have either of those on hand currently. I mean, I do have a gun, but it's a G1 Grimlock gun, and I don't know where I put it. But there's that. For articulation, Megatron's head can look left and right. He can look up about that far, look down about that far. His right arm is on a butterfly joint. That makes sense because of the transformation and for the T-Rex mode articulation. The arm can rotate right here at the bicep. And then it can bend at the elbow about that far and then bend again. The T-Rex head can open and you can have him using it as a blaster. In fact, if you actually look inside the mouth, you can actually see a little tiny blaster molded in. And then for the other arm, you're just going to get a simple rotation at the waist. You get a swivel here, a bend at the elbow, and the hand can hinge for some reason, and then you can make the claw pinch. For some reason, this part didn't quite snap in. Even though I rotated these hip discs up. Sorry about that. And for the end, he has a waist swivel. And then he has his legs can go back about that far, forward about that far. He can somewhat do the splits, however, in order to do so, you have to rotate these down. So that way he can do a full splits. His knee, he can swivel at the knee for whatever reason. His feet are on hinges and pivots. Just in case you want to get them into some cool poses that will kind of require those. But, yeah. That's pretty much it for Megatron's articulation. Now let's talk about this whole kibble explosion on his back. I like this figure a lot. It's just that he has too much going on back here. I don't know why. It just sort of annoys me. But that's alright. For size comparisons, let's bring in another T-Rex. This is the Kenner Jurassic World hatchling T-Rex. I do not have the egg, so there will be no review of that in the future. Next up, we have the Filmation Park Stars Aladar or Iguanodon. Power of the Primes Grimlock in Tyrannosaurus mode. Power of the Primes Cindersaur in her robot mode. Playmates Jet Jaguar. He can't stand. Bandai Creation Mothra Leo. Hasbro Jabba Glob. Beast Wars Spitor in robot mode. And lastly, SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2001. So that's pretty much gonna be it for the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Beast Megatron or Megatron Tyrannosaurus Rex mode. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if I should do more Transformers videos. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye! Yeah.